Hey everyone, Linda here. Coming back at you with another video today. Welcome back to AdoreR. Hope everyone's having a good day and staying safe out there. Coming to you today with a reading update. I had said to myself I'm going to do reading updates because like if I do a wrap up and if I don't come back and do a wrap up right away at the end of the month and then it'd be 2 months later, I'll be done forgot everything I done read. Then I have to go back and look at the book and read and find out what's going on and remember the names of the characters. So I was like, let me do some reading update, at least if I get 3 books done. So I only got 2 books done, but I was reading on, I think I mentioned I was reading on Hand and Glove by Stuart. I made it to page 36. It didn't catch my interest right away, so I was like, let me move on to another book. I think I mentioned that if I start reading a book, I want to finish it before I start another one, but I was like, let me cut that out because you're just wasting time. So I started, so let me go start something else on my TBR. So I started A Heart of Blood and Ashes, and I finished it. Highly, highly recommend it if you enjoy fantasy, barbarian romances, and it's a lot of world building, because I know a lot of people said it started out slow, but it didn't start out slow to me, because I had said if it started out slow, I was like, oh Lord, it's gonna take me forever. Nope, I finished this in 2 days. It wasn't slow to me. It was just the world building. If you don't mind the author trying to get you into the world and tell you what's going on in the world, and then you probably won't mind it, because I didn't mind it. I like the world building. As long as the characters are, when they finally do meet, or the characters, if there are dialogue along with the world building, I don't mind, because it started out, it had a lot of world building going on, and you were with the main male character a lot before you got to the actual female character part. But it didn't bother me. I really enjoyed it. It's about Maddox and Vane. I think her name is Vane. And Maddox is, like I said, he's a barbarian warrior, and this is set in where they got a lot of creatures, animals that could eat you up in this world, so you have to be careful. Because there's a lot going on, because like I said, it's a lot of world building, and it tell you about all these different kind of creatures that's in this world that you have to be very careful of, or you might get eaten yourself. So it start out with Maddox, and you learn all about Maddox and his tribe and what he's doing, and when it starts, he's at this border where he's patrolling the border from some creatures, and a messenger arrived and tell him he needs to return to the citadel or the castle or wherever, because like I said, they're barbarians, so they all come to an agreement to not to have war or whatever. So now they got a council with different people from different tribes at this council, so they call him to the council, and he found out. And I don't want to tell you all what's going on. I want you to read it for yourself. But him and Vane, this is an enemies to lovers, because he's upset because he thinks Vane has done something that he really doesn't like. If you've seen this on YouTube, you know what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to go into it. And he ends up kidnapping her because he wants revenge for whatever he thinks she's done. And it goes from there. And this is, if you like a traveling romance, because most of this is going to be them traveling back to his tribe where they're located at, and it's going to be them traveling back to that place. And I really enjoyed it. I had some favorite, I'm always talking about my favorite moments. There were some favorite moments in here. You got mention of goddesses in here, gods and goddesses. And a favorite part of mine is when they stop in one of these towns while they're traveling back to his tribe, and they come to this, I guess it's a monument to the goddess, and the goddess actually come out of the monument and talk to them. And I enjoyed that part. If you read this book, you know what I'm talking about. That was a favorite part of mine, because she go through, and Maddox is traveling with a band of, they call them dragons. These are 6 people that travel with him and protect him. They're his protection, like the Secret Service, because he's important. So he have these people his guards or whatever, traveling with him. And the goddess come out and tell each one of the 6 dragons, which. You have to read it, don't know what I'm talking about, because she talked to each one of them and explained what their position is in his guards, what their positions are. I really enjoyed that part. That was a favorite part of mine. And I shed a couple of tears almost at the end on it, because those were a couple of favorite parts of mine at the end, where Vane and him and Maddox are talking to each other, and she's explaining what happened with the situation that he don't want her, because he don't want her to talk about that situation, what he mad at her about. He don't want her to talk about that, but he give her permission to talk about it, and she explained, well, yeah, I shed a couple of tears on that part. But if you like a traveling romance or a road romance, if you like barbarians and a lot of world building going on, and they talk about all kinds of different creatures and enemies to lovers, this book will be for you. I really, really enjoyed it. I gave it 4.5 stars, and I think this is going to be a 3-book series, but it's going to be on different couples. So I will be continuing with this series. I will be reading the next book in the series. I don't know what it is. I think it's already out. I have to go and purchase it. But I really, really enjoyed this. And I like, what is her name? Is it Maljean Brooks? I think her name is. But she's writing as Milla Vane. I don't know if Milla Vane is her real name or whatever. But this, if you ever read anything about Maljean Brooks before, she wrote some kind of, she usually writes steampunk romances, and I think I read a book by her with some kind of about a duke or something. If I think of it, I'll put it in this little clip here. I'll put the name of it in here, and I'll put her name up here, or what she usually write under. But this is first time of me reading something of hers as Milla Vane. And I think her name is Maljean Brooks. I think so. But if not, like I said, I'll put that information in this little clip here. Let you know what her name is and the book that I read by her before. And I really, really enjoyed that book too. But if you haven't read this, like I said, if you're into barbarians, if you're into fantasy romances and you don't mind world building, and you're into enemies to lover romance and traveling romances, this will be for you. I highly, highly recommend it. I gave it 4.5 stars. Next, I read Power Play. This is from my Romantic Reveal book box. I got this out of the Romance Reveal book box. I can't remember. Was it the book box was from last year, October or November of last year or something. But I had it on my TBR since then, and I finally got to it. Highly, highly recommend this too. I really, really enjoyed this. And this is going to be on Randy Sawyer and Trey Benson. And it's going to be Randy Sawyer is running for vice president, and Trey is going to be in her Secret Service, and it's going to go, I'm not going to get into all what's going on, because this is like a romantic suspense kind of, because somebody don't want Randy to be running for vice president, I'll put it like that. And Randy come from a poor background, because she's put herself in, and she has a daughter. She got, I think, did she get pregnant at 15 or 16? And she got a daughter, and she has put herself through college. She's put herself through Harvard, and she has become a lawyer. And she was and she went back to her little small town to start her own private practice. And then she ran for mayor. So she was the mayor of this little small town. But in those little small towns, she wasn't getting paid that much money, because she was still living in the trailer park. And this guy that she used to go to school come to her little town and ask her to be his, well, he asked her for something else, but she ends up being his running mate to be vice president. And it's going to go from there. It's a lot going on in this book. I don't want to go into all of it, but her and Trey meet when he becomes part of her Secret Service to protect her. And I think I mentioned on here, I like books with good banter. Trey and Randy have very good banter back and forth. I love this book. I gave it 4.5 stars. And what's so bad about it, it's not a standalone, people. It's a 5-book series on this couple. Yeah, I know. You know how I feel about 5-book series. I was like, just do 3 books and forget about it. No, she had to do 5 books, people. So you know what? I enjoyed this so much, so I already went and downloaded it. So the other 4 books are not on my TBR, because I didn't know if I was going to like this or not, but I did enjoy it. I gave it 4.5 stars. So, you know, I had to go download. I downloaded the other 2 books because I wanted to buy them, but they cost $15 a pop if you get it in the actual book form. So I was like, let me read book 2 and book 3 and see if I still love it. And then maybe I'll go and try to buy the whole series, or save up me some money and go and try to buy. I think that'll be about $60 if I get the other 4 books in this series. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. But I did download it. I did get a card came with it too. Where is that? I think a card. Yeah, a card came with it too. And when I got the real book box, this is the card. These are the other books in the series. You got Power Twist, Power Switch, Power Surge, and Power Turn. Now she done changed this name right here. She changed this to Power. She changed the name of this first book, and she also have changed the cover. Let me see, can I find it on Amazon right quick? Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I'm back. I wanted to show you she's changed the cover of the first book because it did look like this, and it was Power Play, but she's changed the name now to Power Games, and this is how the cover looked for the first book. Now she changed the cover, and she changed the name of it. But I'm glad that I got the first book because I like this cover better, because I like it with the Secret Service guy on the front of it. And it's called Power Play. I'm glad I got the first book. But I think that's the only cover that she did change. I think so. And here's the other covers of the book. Like I said, it's Power Twist, Power Switch, Power Surge, and Power Turn. I downloaded Power Twist. Power Twist and Power Switch. I think that's what I did. I downloaded those 2. Let me show it to you. I hope I got it on here. Oh, she did change the cover. Yeah, she changed the cover on this too. And I think she changed the cover on, because I downloaded these 2. Because here how it looks if you get it in the off of Kindle. And I think they used to be free on Kindle, but now I had to pay $3.99. If I had known the book was going to be that good, I would have went ahead and read it. But I didn't know, and I could have got them for free. I could have read them for free on Kindle. But now if you want to get them, they $3.99 a pop. So I did download book 2. And let me see. I think I got book 3 on here also. I'll show that to you too. I don't know if she changed the cover on that one too. And this is a Power Switch. So she's also changed the cover on that one too. Let me get back over there. Yeah, this is book 3. And if you look at it on here, this is how it looks on before. These are the original covers right here. Power Twist and Power Switch. But I like these covers better with the couple on here for book 2 and 3. So yeah, I'm gonna buy this whole series, but I want to read book 2 and 3 before I make that decision to actually buy the actual books. I'll probably download the book from Kindle and read those before I purchase the actual book. So I hope this whole series is good. Like I said, you don't know what you're getting when you get into a 5-book series, because it's hard to keep up that tension between the 2 main characters. But like I said, this is going to be like a romantic suspense, so you got that going on. And then maybe she can't keep it up because you know, him and her got to act like they're not really going together, because like I said, he's on her security team, and you don't want a scandal between the vice president actually going with her, one of the guys off her security team. So they got to keep that under wraps. So I guess maybe you can keep that kind of tension going on, because they've already got in trouble with his boss, because his boss told him, like, look, you need to cut that off. You can't be doing that. So him and her done put a halt to whatever was going on with them. And so yeah, it's a lot going on. So I really enjoyed this. I highly recommend it. It's Power Play by Kennedy Mitchell. And like I said, I got this from my review book box and really enjoyed it. So now I'm hooked. So now I want to read the whole series. And it's a 5-book series. So if you don't like those kind of series, if you don't want to read 5 books about the same couple, this might not be for you. But if you don't mind, if you want a good story, if you want a good banter between 2 main characters and an interesting story, I highly recommend Power Play. So that's all I got for now. I've just read 2 books, and I'm reading on this one. I did go back to this one and start reading on it, and I hope I finish it. I'm gonna try to finish this up, because this is only like 200 and something pages in here, 253 pages. So I should go ahead and get this finished. I'm gonna try to go ahead and finish this up, because I did start reading on this a little bit today. It's picking up a little bit to interest me, so hopefully I can finish this and move on to another book. Let me see. Now, I think this had, how many books did A Heart of Blood and Ashes have? This was like 542 pages. And like I said, I finished this in 2 days. I really, really enjoyed this. And this was a big book. And this one here, I think I finished this in 1 day. This had 258 pages for this story. 258 pages. It's not, I think all of these books, the 5 books are like 200 and some pages. So it's not that big. Like I said, I think you'll fly right through it because it's a very interesting story. I really, really enjoyed it. So I highly, highly recommend these two. A Heart of Blood and Ashes by Milla Vane. And it's a Gathering of Dragons series. I think it's going to be a 3-book series. But yeah, I think so. And I think the second book is already out. I don't know if the third book is out or not. But I got to go get the second book. And if the third book is out, I'll pick that up too. And then we got The Power Play by Kennedy L. Mitchell. And this is the Power Play series. It might be called something else because like I said, she changed the name of the first book. So she might have also changed the series. Maybe it's the Power Game series now because she changed the name of the first book. So I don't know if it's still the Power Play or the Power Game series, but I highly, highly recommend this too. So that's all I got for you now. I will be coming back because you know I've been buying books, so I will be coming back and doing some hauls. I will come back and do a book haul for you all. But that's all I have for now. But until then, keep reading those romances, and I'll see you all later. Continue to have a good evening. Bye bye.